why I'm gone from YTC. There'll be a few points I want to cover. I'll be talking about my role in the YTC and why I'm no longer a part of it, and going to some members that literally drove me to not even want to be there in the first place. So my role in the YTC was basically to help make videos by showing up to the dates that were scheduled and help giving video ideas. There are some instances where I'm late and can't join. I'll be bringing up more on that later. For the most part, I was the guy who sat there while Plan spoke and made a quip or two. We weren't allowed to go too much off topic. I want to end it there before I go off on more things before I actually get to the point why I was removed. I was removed for, in their words, nuking the server, which I 100% did. I take responsibility for it all because if it wasn't for me, it wouldn't have fucking happened. Basically, how it went down is me and a few friends had the idea to just mess up the whole server. So we literally turned it all into M&M. Every chat room, the server name, people's nicknames, roles, all of it was M&M. Then when people started catching on, we kind of just deleted all the channels. Yeah, I 100% did all of this on purpose. I wanted to piss people off. The members of the server were perfectly fine with it. They were actually fucking with it heavily. And the members of the YTC were mainly confused or annoyed with it. After that, I didn't really respond to anybody in the YTC for obvious reasons. They called me childish and a piece of shit during that entire thing, which leads me into my next point, me disliking some of the members. Now, this sounds stupid on the surface, but it gets deeper. Plond and Drew are the two members I definitely want to talk about here. With them being here, it feels way harder to do the podcast. I was constantly told I was too excited and I need to turn down my ADHD. Basically told to not be myself in a podcast that features me, which really got on my nerves. Certain words that I've been told lead me to think that they even want me there in the first place. With Brody Animates, I wasn't even allowed to join it. I mean, yeah, I was 5 minutes late. I'll go that far and say that yes, I was 5 minutes late. But they didn't even start yet. I was told by a member who was in the podcast at the time that Drew and Plan said this. Don't tell him he can come in or let him in. He gets too excited and is stupid for the podcast. He goes off about random shit. At least something along those lines. And Plan followed up with, it's better he not join anyway. Should have been on time. For one, you didn't even start the podcast yet. Number two, if you didn't want me in the podcast, why am I even here? That's basically the turning point of me wanting to leave YTC. This goes on further with some future events of me and some people just bullshitting and fucking around in the server, the private YTC server, and then Drew joins and leaves not too long later just because we were talking. He gets pissed off because we were literally just talking. All we did was just bullshit, and Drew's pissed off about it. Why would you get pissed off over people just bullshitting and having fun? Plan has an ego and is toxic. Anytime anyone says our podcast sucks, he shows them the sub count, the views we have. So, like, at the time, we have, like, 500 subs. He'd be like, we have more than this podcast, this. And when he shows the views, we have more than this. It's kind of overextensive. And, yeah, I'll 100% admit, I did that, too. But I've come to a realization that it was kind of stupid. And I'm getting called childish for ruining their Discord server when Plond literally kept bragging about our subscriber count like a 6-year-old girl who has, like, 1 million followers on TikTok. Plond consistently tries to keep us on track with the podcast, like, no matter if we go off topic for like 3 seconds, and it really ruins the fun. Like, it's supposed to be a podcast about figurines, and he's telling us to stay on track with 10 questions. You know, it would be more manageable if we had like 3 to 4 to sprinkle on and go off topic from, and that's a good podcast in my opinion. Like, that's what Chuckle Sandwich does. It's a podcast that has like a little bit of questions that they go off about, and then they go hella off topic. Not to mention, Plond literally stole the idea for YTC. The original 3 owners of YTC were Cryptixa, Pac-Man Fan, JNG/Ducky U2s, and he completely just took it from them, leaving 2 of the 3 members in the dust, making it his own project. Don't get me wrong. He made it so much better. Like, I would rather watch this than the old stuff. But it's unfair because it's their podcast and they had the idea and you just swoop in like a hawk and take it. Not to also mention they're literally 4 years younger than you. And it's pretty sad when Drew and Plonde are literally 18 and up. Like, you're supposed to be mature, and you're telling us to act mature, but you're doing this kind of stuff. If you were annoyed by kids, why are you even in a community about collectible toys? I mean, when you literally get called a nuisance for literally just wanting to be in a podcast and because it's something you can be a part of and it's something you're excited about, that's when you just fucking give up. And honestly, I should have been out when Cryptix had fucking got kicked out because, like, I mean, it was the dumbest reasons why I got kicked out, and I tried defending him, and I couldn't fucking do anything. And the addition of Two's Talk, Intent is only in there to basically be like a connection to other YouTubers. Intent has connections to Soft Willy, which leads to Tuxbird, which Tuxbird leads to this network of YouTubers like Misfits, Goons, any of these people. And I'm surprised they really haven't used it yet. In conclusion, the YTC is the biggest mess behind the scenes. What you see in front of you on the podcast is completely different from anything else. These behind the scene moments are why I don't want to be there. It's toxic and it's not a fun place to be in. They take it way too seriously for a podcast about fucking toys. I could definitely say more, but I'm pretty sure that's all that could come to my brain. Thanks for watching my point of view. Next time, maybe I won't be called a loser for fucking up a little Discord server. But yeah. See you guys in the next video. Peace.